Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you how to build this lumber cart. It holds my sheet goods as well as these scrap pieces, and it is not pretty by any means, but I was desperate for something functional and it serves that purpose. So if you want to check it out, stay tuned. So this is a really quick and simple little preview of the idea that I had laid out on paper. I started by taking my 2x4s and cutting them to the appropriate lengths. And as I continued my project, I also added some more material as I saw things that I felt like were necessary for the lumber cart. So make sure to watch out for those. At this point, I had 3 2x4s cut at 48 inches. One was slightly shorter just because it was scrap wood. And then I also had 6 pieces cut at 14 inches and 3 pieces cut at 20 inches. Then I have this leftover shelving from my garage that is 16 inches by 8 feet, and it's 3/4 inch ply. I then took my 6 14-inch pieces and I did a pocket hole on one side of each of those, as well as one side of my 48-inch pieces. I took 3 of my 14-inch pieces and joined them to the 20-inch pieces that I had. With those finished, I grabbed my long shelf unit and I screwed it down to these L-shaped pieces that I created, one on each end as well as down the center of the board. I took my other plywood shelf and I laid it on the adjacent end of the 2x4s and screwed it down as well into those 2x4s and created this L shape with my plywood. I then measured about 7.5 inches from the edge of the plywood and I screwed my other 3 14-inch pieces of 2x4s right there at that 7.5 inch mark. I then attached my last piece of plywood shelf to that 2x4, and that created the box that I needed to put my scrap pieces of wood. With that attached, I went ahead and grabbed my 48-inch 2x4s and attached them on the ends of these other 20-inch 2x4s at the base of my lumber cart. It was here that I decided I wanted to cover the ends of my box just so that I could keep my pieces from falling out. So I just had a scrap 1x10 and I used that, cut it to length and screwed it on the end of this box, and that created the long rectangular box that would hold my scrap pieces of wood. My short 2x4 came in handy as I decided I needed more stability to the back of this lumber cart. And so I cut it down to allow for a long 2x4 to lay across the top. And then I pocket holed the ends as well as the middle to attach to all the 2x4s. Here I decided to attach a 1/4 inch melamine sheet to the back of my lumber cart. I mostly did this aesthetic reasons, and I will probably end up putting my logo or something on this for later. However, it does kind of provide a nice visual as you're peering into my garage rather than seeing all of my tools and sawdust and scrap pieces laying around everywhere. I was concerned about the weight of the plywood leaning against the back 2x4s and stressing the joints too much, so I decided to add some hooks that I will be able to add a chain to. That way I can hook it and unhook it as I am loading my sheet goods in, and it should provide enough stability so that there isn't stress on those back joints. with all of that finished, all I had to do was load up all of my extra lumber. I really like that I can vertically store my lumber. It's going to be easier for me to grab the pieces that I need for whatever project. And I really like how this lumber cart turned out. I do still need to add the chain, and I think it would be beneficial to go ahead and add some heavy duty wheels to the bottom so that I can move it around. However, this is what I needed it for. It's super functional. It provides a nice separation from the rest of my garage. And I really hope this was useful to you guys. If you like this kind of content, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out.